Welcome to Let the Quran Speak. Now we're answering questions we received from our viewers. We have one question here. If I would like to pray Jumu'ah at home, how can I do so? So Dr. Shabir, I turn it over to you to answer that question.
Yeah, now to give a simple explanation of this, now if there are at least three persons, then this constitutes a group, and then the prayer can be done validly according to many scholars. And usually in the tradition, three males are specified to be the quorum for the group that qualifies as a Jumu'ah prayer. One of them will deliver the sermon, so we start with the sermon. The sermon does not have to be long. According to the Hanafi school of Islamic jurisprudence, the sermon essentially is a remembrance of God. So if one were to get up and say, Alhamdulillah, then this constitutes the basic requirement of the remembrance of God, and the sermon is accomplished. But obviously, we won't feel that it's done, so you would add some other components. So other components are mentioned. So we start out with usually the praise of God. We mentioned the confessions of the Muslim faith, which is, I bear witness that there is no God but God, and I bear witness that Muhammad is the messenger of God. We recite a verse from the Quran. So it could be any verse from the Quran, but I'll come back and mention a verse which accomplishes two things at once. The next thing is that there should be some injunction or for the audience to be conscious of their duty towards God. So now I come back to the verse. There is a verse that says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatihi. O you who believe, be mindful of your duty to God as he deserves for you to be mindful of your duty towards him. So mentioning that verse accomplishes the other requirement as well. So you, in a way, you kill two birds with one stone. But it could be any verse of the Quran. You might mention a verse, you can say, for example, Qul huwallahu ahad, say he is God, one. So you've mentioned a verse of the Quran, and then you follow that up by saying, O people, or O my family, please be aware of your duty towards God. So then that has accomplished all of the basic requirements of one sermon. Then you take a pause for a moment, you come back for a second sermon, and you do all of these things again, but you add now some dua or some supplication, asking God for his help and his mercy. Then you offer 2 rakaats of prayer, as you might do, like, let's say, in the morning prayer, which is 2 rakaats.
Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Shabir. There may be some people who, in this time of COVID-19 decide to pray at home, right? So this would be very useful to them.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time.
You're quite welcome.